Practice questions and calculations. Question number 14. Find the increase in displacement between a draft of 19.31 and a draft of 21.38. So when we look in the hydrostatic tables, we don't find these two drafts. What we do find is a draft of 19.30, which has a displacement of 33,977, and a draft of 19.4, which is 34,048. So we take the difference between these two displacements, which is 71. Now we're looking for a displacement for a draft of 19.31, which falls in between 19.30 and 19.40. The difference between those two drafts is 10. We're looking for 19.31, so therefore we're looking for 1/10. So we take the difference between the two displacements, which is 71, and we multiply it by decimal 1, or 1/10, and we get 7.1. So now we apply that to the draft of 19.3, which is a displacement of 33,977. We add it because the numbers are increasing. So we end up with a displacement for a draft of 19.31 is 33,984.1. Now we have to interpolate the same way for a draft of 21.38. So when we look in the hydrostatic tables, we find a draft of 21.30. It has a displacement of 35,382. And for a draft of 21.40, it has a displacement of 35,451. Again, we take the difference between these two displacements. We get 69. Now we're looking for a displacement for a draft of 21.38. So the difference between 21.30 and 21.40 is 10. We're looking for 21.38, therefore we're looking for 8/10. So you take the 69, you multiply it by decimal 8, or 8/10, and you get 55.2. So now you apply the 55.2 to the displacement for a draft of 21.3, which is 35,382, and you get a displacement of 35,437.2. That displacement is for a draft of 21.38 meters. So now we have to take the difference between these displacements. So the first displacement for a draft of 19.31, we found that to be 33,984.1. And for a draft of 21.38, we found that to be 35,437.2. So we take the difference between the two, we get 1,453.1 tons.